is alive, and we are in the 18th week of Ordinary Time. This is John chapter 6, verse 24 through 35. John chapter 6, verse 24 through 35. So I mentioned last week, and during these next few weeks, we're all going to be in John chapter 6. This is so exciting because John chapter 6 is the powerful passages about the true presence in the Eucharist. I actually just decided in my preparation for this video that I just want to share with you like when I first came to believe the true presence in the Eucharist. So I gone to Mass my whole entire life, like no joke. And I say this all the time, I've never missed Mass my whole entire life except for one Sunday. I went to Boy Scout camp and I lied to my mom when I got home and told her that I went to Mass and I hadn't. And she found out and I had to go to confession and I've repented. But nonetheless, I've never missed Mass, never missed CCD class, was an aide to my mother as a catechist. I entered the seminary and I didn't believe in the true presence of the Eucharist because I never heard about it. It's not that I rejected it, I just never heard. I'd never heard a priest, I'd never heard in like my CCD classes that it was true. And my mom was so awesome. My mom one day looked at me because I was like making the decision to become a priest. And she looked at me and said, like, John, if you're gonna become a priest, like, shouldn't you go to daily Mass? And I was just like, daily Mass? They have daily Mass? Because like I didn't go to Catholic school, and I think this is actually a great question for all of you to ask. But like, if you don't go to Catholic school, how would you know there's daily Mass? I mean, I know that these are like questions that may seem like really like, but if you are a public school kid and you go to Mass every Sunday, like how would you know there's daily Mass? So I had no idea I didn't know there was daily Mass. So like my mom like, there's daily Mass? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, oh. So I went to daily Mass, the first day of Mass, I'm like, whatever, like a bunch of old people, and like I'm the youngest kid, I have no idea what's going on. I mean, I do, because I've been to Mass, but like I didn't like theologically understand it. I came home from the daily Mass, Mom was like, how was it? And I was like, yeah, it was great, it was Mass. And then my mom like went upstairs and she took out of her dresser drawer her First Communion prayer book. And I kid you not, like it was about an inch thick, it was about 3 inches wide, 4 inches high. And she said, you might want to read this. I really don't know what my mom's intent was. I really don't. I have no idea like what her intent was. But my room was in the basement. I went down to the basement and I devoured this First Communion prayer book written for like 8-year-olds. And the book clearly made known to me that Jesus was present in the Blessed Sacrament. And the book clearly said that like Jesus is hidden in the tabernacle, which is the gold box in your church, and there's a red sanctuary candle burning next to it, and he's there for you always. And whatever happened to me, like God's grace like just came into me, and I knew at that moment that Jesus was present there, and I love Jesus. I radically love Jesus. But the only Jesus that I really knew was like the Jesus that I read about in my Bible, the Jesus that I would sing praise and worship songs to, the Jesus that I would like journal about, the Jesus that, but I didn't know he was present in my church. I remember I put the book down and I got the keys to the family station wagon because I didn't have my own car at the time. And I drove like immediately to the church and like looked all over the church for Jesus. And like our church was like a modern church and Jesus was not in the tabernacle behind the altar. He was like in a just a small chapel down the hallway from the main church. And I remember like looking all over the place for the burning red candle and for the gold box, and I finally found him. And I remember just kneeling down and just like, my heart just came at peace, and I was just like, I found him. He's here. And it like just changed. I actually like brought some of my friends there like later on the next few days, like, you have no idea, like Jesus is in my church. Like you need to come and like spend time with him. And one time it was like 9 o'clock at night and I brought like, it was really kind of creepy. I mean, I didn't think it was creepy, but like I look back at it, it's like, if I was one of my friends at that time and like, my friend was like, you need to come and see Jesus, and like he takes you to a dark room and there's a red candle burning, but like I thought it was awesome. But I want you to reflect upon the time in your life. When did you first come to believe? Who taught you? Where were you at? What church was it at? Where did it make sense to you? Because I think if we're in this Eucharistic crisis, those who do believe, I'm presuming if you're watching this video you believe, those who do believe, we need to know our story. And we need to be willing to share it. Because it's real. It's really real. So John chapter 6, verse 24 through 35, here's some more questions for you. What spoke to you in this story or gospel passage? What word tugged at your heart? How many people, including ourselves, are attracted to Jesus for material blessings? Not for spiritual blessings, but material blessings. What food endures for eternal life? Jesus says that he is the bread of life. How is this possible? How is Jesus the bread of life? Do you believe in the true presence of the Eucharist? Who taught you about this amazing belief? What is the most powerful Eucharist experience that you've had? And what's one way that you can live this Sunday reading? Thanks for joining us for Alive. We're here every single week. The questions are down below. Find a friend, talk to them about these questions, share the answers, be a saint. God bless you.